Now, your most reliable forecast with First Alert meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Certainly got the memo that it was going to be cold. He was dressed perfectly for this very windy and cold Halloween. And yes, we've got some snowflakes flying, maybe a little hard to see here on our sky view camera. But if you look out your window, you've likely seen some flying, especially around the Quad Cities and areas to the north. So we do have a first alert day in effect for the wind and the cold. And yes, we could see some reduced visibility in the snow. So this is more for disruptive weather, not necessarily dangerous, impactful weather. I don't think we'll see many impacts from the snow, but certainly some low visibility with those snow bands that are going to be blowing around in gusts upwards of 40 to potentially 50 miles per hour. So we'll keep this going for the whole viewing area until about 8 o'clock this evening. So there's your gusts right now, generally between 25 and 45 miles per hour. Notice the airport at Moline as well as Davenport having peak gusts right now at 43 miles per hour, 44 miles per hour there in Cedar Rapids, 38 mile per hour wind gusts in Princeton, and still pretty gusty in Galena with 21 mile per hour wind gusts. And that's with temperatures that are near or just a couple degrees above the freezing mark. So yeah, that just gives a bite in the air as you step out the door. Feels like temperature in the teens and 20s. So certainly want to make sure that the kids are bundled up a little bit as best as you can as you're heading out for trick or treat this evening, because I tell you what, even though the wind will calm down just a little bit by trick or treat time, it's still going to be quite cold. Here's a look at First Alert live Doppler radar. Again, we have a scattering of snow. One band of moderate snow setting up in portions of Clinton, Carroll, Whiteside, and heading into northern Bureau counties. I'll take a closer look at this and see which hometowns are being impacted by this. Clinton getting a good burst of snow. That's just coming to an end in Andover as well as Thompson, Morrison, Prophetstown, even around Sterling getting a little bit of that snow. Some of that moderate snow starting to fall in New Bedford as well as Walnut as you head into portions of Bureau County. Just some light snow around Hoople, Atkinson, and heading off to the west on I-80 toward Geneseo as well as Kelowna, and even here in the metro some light snow or flurries. Again, we're not expecting much in the way of accumulation, but some reduced visibility can be expected. And you certainly see that spin of low pressure. This is what we call a Saskatchewan screamer. This is basically a clipper that comes from Saskatchewan as opposed to Alberta, Canada, like we're used to this winter, but similar to any clipper that usually comes through the winter, just not a lot of moisture available. Luckily though, we won't have to dodge any snowflakes here heading into the evening. There might be a few flurries around 5 p.m. but as the evening progresses, we'll see a clear sky, but it won't matter what the sky is. It's going to be cold. We'll have temperatures in the 30s with wind chills in the teens and 20s. And eventually tonight, as that wind calms down and we get that clear sky, we'll get temperatures in the low to mid 20s. Tomorrow, that wind switches to the southwest, so that just is the start of our warming trend. We'll have highs back in the 40s. So Exact Track shows the snow continuing to pivot its way around that low pressure system. So here we are at 2 p.m., mainly north of I-80. That's where we will have that potential for those snow showers. Again, a couple flurries possible within any of these clouds by 5 p.m. But notice those winds still screaming out of the northwest, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. But as the evening progresses, we'll start to see that wind calm down. Eventually, it'll go less than 10 miles per hour tonight. And with that clear sky, we should start to see those temperatures bottom out in the lower 20s. But here we are on Wednesday. We'll start the day with winds starting to shift to the southwest. Certainly not going to be as gusty. And we will keep lots of sunshine in the forecast with just a few passing clouds. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll go from 22 tomorrow morning to 42, so about a 20-degree warm-up. We'll go from 30 to 51 here on Thursday, and it just gets better than that here heading into the weekend. Well, highs close to 60 degrees, and then as we kind of switch our clocks back as daylight saving time officially comes to an end, we will have what looks to be another cold front that moves through. There's still some timing differences. There could be some bouts of some rain here as we had Saturday night into Sunday, but it looks like the best chance of rain is going to be into Monday of next week. But behind that, doesn't look like any type of cold weather like we're experiencing around here today.
From a Saskatchewan screamer.
Yes, yeah, we don't hear that.
I had to laugh.
Yeah.
I have not heard of that one before.
Yeah, I'll have to do maybe a little explainer on that soon. But yeah, it's similar to an Alberta clipper, just it gets its name from where it comes from in Canada. So.
Oh, poor Canada.
I know.
And the next one's going to be Yukon Yuck or something.
Yukon Yuck. I love it. We'll have to see if we can make that a thing. Hopefully we won't be impacted by that though.
Thank you so much, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Alderman at large.